am Massimumo from Nairobi, Kenya. Welcome our viewers from Nairobi and around the world in our today's program, The Link. This program takes a global and exclusive look on evocative issues affecting the public in sports, science and technology, and education. Welcome. But first, let us look at major stories making the headlines. Black people say I have white privilege. Albino model Joan Dion has struggled to fit into the society as she isn't always accepted by both white and black. Growing up, she was bullied and called Casper and Taklam powder. My neighbors act off my hands. Mariam Stanford was attacked in Tanzania by a gang of men who chopped off her hands, believing albino body parts had magic properties. Noura Hussein has been sentenced for life imprisonment in northern Sudan for allegedly killing her husband because of rape. According to the Sudanese law, she is considered a murderer despite her rape case. In this episode, today we are going to focus on rape cases like the case of Noura Hussein, who has been sentenced for life imprisonment for allegedly killing her husband because of rape. Recently, here in Kenya, students from Moi Girls School, Nairobi have been raped inside the school compound, and also we remember the story of Kenyatta National Hospital where women were raped inside the hospital. You can reach me on my Twitter handle, Massimumo8, or through our SMS line 24066. I can see official M. Chalo on our Twitter handle, and she say it is so heartbreaking to see young girls facing such difficult situations like rape. Let justice prevail. Hashtag gender equality. Concerning our today's topic, our correspondent Dennis Mwendwa tells us more.
Many are the times that women are considered as the weaklings of the society. This is a myth that has been there in, day out. Women have been culprits of many vices in the society. Meet Esther Kipchumba, who is a feminist. She believes that both men and women should have equal rights.
When I came to the idea of I really want to become a feminist, this was immediately a few days after my friend got married to this guy, and to be sincere, to be genuine, he wasn't too good for her. The sense of being too good is the sense that this guy is supposed to be caring to you. You've wasted all your days of your life looking for a man who will take care of you. But here he is, beating her up. Every time she's crying, she used to come to my place and sleeping there. Then my question was, why? Why should I go out there, have someone, and he pretends to love me for the shortest time ever that you may think of, just to get advantage, and after everything is done, the thing of wedding is there, and it blows up that he becomes violent. That was when I thought of, I can fight for some rights of being feminist. I can surely do that. If I can really remember when I was getting employed, because at first I thought that being my own boss was the thing in mind. So having no employment, having no careers, or having no job opportunities for the course that I did, I took the time and thought of, well, let me get employed somewhere. But to be sincere, the place I was getting employed, they really didn't value women to be on the highest rank. So here I am, and I have the skills. I'm highly blessed, if I believe, and if I can say so, I'm highly blessed. So here I am, and being the boss towards the men, it's so tricky. They're like, mwanamke hizi tutawala. Then I was like, sure, if a lady cannot control the thing, then let me be the first one to do this.
For instance, in most cases, women are the victims of domestic violence. And even more horrifying, not 1 to 3 women will experience a form of physical abuse in a relationship. 1 out of 5 reported that the abuse was extremely severe. Look around you. That is 1 in every 3 faces that you see. It could be your sister, your mother, your daughter, or even your friend. Most women don't think that they could find themselves in the same situations, and are often not educated on how to deal with such abusive situations, or know how to get out of them. Not only can we prevent these occurrences, but can help women know their options on how to get out of the terrible situation.
Yes, I have witnessed domestic violence, and it wasn't something that's funny per se, because They started off as a good couple. They were close. They were very intimate with each other. But along the lines, something just went wrong, and this case got out of hand. It was very bad. The woman had to be taken to hospital, uh, and she was hospitalized for quite some time. And since that experience, that particular experience, I was traumatized, and I saw the need to focus on women empowerment.
Let's join hands together to fight for women's rights. Reporting for the link, I am Dennis Mwendwa.
Thank you, Dennis Mwendwa. But first, I have a question concerning the story that you just told us. Do you think that women's rights have been violated in different countries?
Yes, I do think that women's rights have been violated in many countries. As we have discovered in the little presentation we've had, in the interviews we've had with people who are against people who treat women unfairly, because there is gender inequality in most of the countries around the world, in Africa, in the United Arab Emirates, in the Arabic countries rather, and in Europe. Women are still being treated unequally, something that people haven't put in much consideration. The Women's Rights Organization has a lot of work to do, of course, in terms of fighting for women's rights.
I can also see Cliff on our SMS line, and is saying, I know it's the hardest experience and the worst thing that can ever happen to someone. My heart bleeds for all the victims of rape, especially the kids in girls' school Nairobi, where the parents believed that their kids were safe, but it was vice versa. When the big question still remains, how did the rapists get into the school, and who were the rapists? I wish the government could do more than it is doing right now. We are now joined by Ruth Walioli, a psychology and early childhood expert. Welcome, Ruth.
All right, thank you, Mercy.
What is the government doing against rape?
The government is for sure doing something about rape, or should I say, has already addressed that matter. But their action, or rather what they have done, is still not very complete, because you may be well aware that there is the Sexual Offences Act that was passed in 2006. It's a legislation that has a lot of stringent measures for perpetrators of rape. Yes, so that Act of Parliament is there. There is also the Children's Act 2006. The problem is implementation. Yeah, because right now, whereas there are stringent measures in the Sexual Offences Act, you find that it has some lapses here and there, because like it leaves the rapist with options of bail and what is this? Yeah, bail and fine.
In your own opinion, what should be the punishment of rapists?
Yeah, the punishment for rapists should be castration. Because if the moment they are castrated, they will be disabled never to rape again. And that will also be a lesson for anyone who is intending to do that to any human being, because it's a very demeaning, kind of violence that should be fought by all means.
How can you help rape victims who are going through difficult times because of rape?
First and foremost is by what we call life skills. Yeah, let everybody know that they can be victims of that. It can happen to anyone, regardless of their race, regardless of their economic status, regardless of where they live. Yeah, it's a voice that cuts across, the social divide. And so there is need for people to be aware of what one can do should they be confronted by a possible rapist. They need to know life skills. Let them, and especially for young people below the age of 18, let them know that they should not be found in secluded places alone with a man, because that person can turn to them, and especially people that they don't trust.
What is the first thing a rape victim should do after the incident?
After the incident, a rape victim is supposed to go to hospital. Let them not remove the clothes that they were wearing. Let them not put anything polythene around themselves, because that evidence is needed by the medical doctor, and a medical doctor needs to confirm, ascertain.
We are now joined live by Nicholas Atulo, a Daystar University student who is so passionate about women's rights. Welcome, Atulo. What is the government doing against rape?
Much mercy. First of all, I want to say that the government is really trying to make sure that the safety of the women or also the men, today, everything happens. Because we heard much cases about rape, but right now, at least they're trying to do something to make sure that we live in a safe society that can have both of us, both genders. So not only the government that is doing something to curb rape, but we also have the non-government organizations trying to make sure that the rape cases are down. For example, we have the No Means No Worldwide. They're trying to make sure that they teach the women in they call the mashinani places, how to fight against rape, how to react when they're in a rape situation.
In your own opinion, what should be the punishment of rapists?
As for now, I cannot say that I can be the jury to say what can be done to the rapists, but what we can say is we live in a society that we need to understand the both genders, what we all stand for. And we have the constitution, we have the rights that stand for everyone that we have around. So we need to follow the constitution, and what I can just say, it's severe punishment for anyone who is involved in such cases.
How can you help rape victims who are going through difficult times because of rape?
First of all, I'm not a psychologist to say, but what I can say is proper care and attention can really help one of these people to cover or maybe to heal on what he or she is going through. But what I can say is a better place is created by you and I. So the best thing that we can do is to know this is my sister and this is my brother.
What is the first thing a rape victim should do after the incident?
The first thing that they should do is go report to the police, not interfering with the clothing that they have or they had at that time, then go to the next health center. That's what I know.
We are now joined live by Mabel Odima, a sociology lecturer in Daystar University. Welcome, madam. What is the government doing against rape?
The government has put structures in place. We have legal frameworks, we have the constitution, we have policy organs at all levels. We have social and human rights activists that are concerned about the plight of the people that are raped.
In your own opinion, what should be the punishment of rapists?
The law has already provision for that. The sentence for a rapist, if there is evidence, is 14 years and above. It depends on whether it's a minor or whether it's an adult and the type of crime that is committed. So it's already stipulated in the law, up to life in imprisonment, because it's an act of violation.
How can you help rape victims who are going through difficult times because of rape?
First, they don't need to see themselves as victims. They need to address this issue from a victor's perspective, because it's very overwhelming to experience rape. It's very overwhelming, especially from the point of view of the one who has been violated. It's a disgrace, it's a downgradation, it's an emotionally destructive and disturbing. So once a person is raped, they should find help. They should go and get a person who can help them to receive help, because the act is so dehumanizing, and they need to report the police, go for medical tests, and see the way forward, and also counseling.
What is the first thing a rape victim should do after the incident?
It's tricky after an incident of rape what to do, because emotionally you're disturbed. But what should happen is that they should not change the clothes. They should not go and take a bath. They should keep the evidence of anything like spermatozoa and semen from the other person. And they should actually go to the police doctor to report. And the police doctor should not take advantage of them. They should be able to assess the situation, even the DNA and all that, and the other forms that need to be filled, P3, so that in case there's a court procedure and legal procedure, there's enough evidence.
We urge the government and fellow Kenyans to join hands and fight against rape. Let the conversation continue on our Twitter handle at MassimumoH or through our SMS line 24066. Till next time, this is the link.